So here is our girl rocking her dress. She wore it to church. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the sewing process. The drafting process is in another video. Ensure to watch it. So this is the half length of the dress with the lining, the front pattern and the back pattern with the lining. We are going to start by sewing the dart. We just pinch it and we sew it. We sew the dart for the front pattern and then for the back pattern of the main fabric. After that, we are going to spread it out on the table with the right side facing each other so that we can join the shoulders. So you place them right side facing each other and then you join the shoulders. We'll repeat same for the lining. We sew the dart and then we place both of them together, right side facing each other, and join the shoulders. After that, we'll go to the other fabric, the main fabric that we're going to use for the down. And then this is the 2. Remember, it's 3 years and we cut it into 4. So we join this main fabric together. Remember, we cut it into 3. So we are going to join it together to make one long piece. So we join together. So you can use your pin to hold it first before going to sew. Okay. After that, you are going to join this main fabric with the 2. So you pick 2 of it and then you are going to join it. You are going to sew it. So you pleat it. This is the half length after sewing the dart. You have sewn the dart for the back pattern. And then this is the front pattern after sewing the dart as well. So like I said, you place both of them facing each other, right side facing each other, so that we can join the shoulders. So you can use your pin to hold the shoulders first, and then you go ahead and sew with 1/2 inch seam allowance. So we'll do same for the lining. I'm just marking the zipper line. So after marking the zipper line, you can use a temporary stitch to hold it or your pin, and then we place it right side facing each other and join it at the shoulders, just the same way we did to the main fabric. We join it at the shoulder. So you can use your pin to hold it in place. And then sew with 1/2 inch. So this is what we have after joining the shoulders. We are going to be using the lining to turn the main fabric. So you are going to place them on top of each other. Okay, so this is the lining after joining the shoulder. So you place the main fabric down. Okay, you are going to use the lining to turn the main fabric. So you put them together, right side facing each other, and then you sew the neckline. The neckline, we sew it with 1/2 inch. So you're going to sew the neckline with 1/2 inch. So after sewing the neckline, we'll also do the same thing with the armhole. So we are sewing with 1/2 inch. We sew the neckline with 1/2 inch, and then we'll also sew the armhole. We'll also sew the armhole with 1/2 inch. We are still going to close up this armhole. So this is it after sewing the neckline. The next thing is to notch it so that it can relax when we turn it. So after that, now we sew the armhole. So to do that, just flip it to the other side so that the other half of the shoulder will be inside. And then we are going to close up the armhole. Okay, you are still making the right side and the right side to face each other. So but we are going to turn it such that the other one will be inside where we are sewing. Okay, so just watch what I'm doing. You can use your pin to secure it. After that, you are going to sew it with 1/2 inch seam allowance. So you sew this part and then we bring it out through the shoulder, through this place. So I'm going to be repeating same for the other side. So this is the other satin with the hard net. I have already sewed 2 steps. So the down part, just fold it twice and then stitch. So we are going to have 3 steps of hard net. I've already sewed 2 steps. So I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to pleat the final step. Remember, we have ½ inch to join to the half length, and then after the ½ inch we now have 1 inch again. Okay, so from that waistline we are marking 1.5. I marked 1.5. So right now I'm pleating it. Okay, so just watch what I'm doing. I'm pleating the hard net on that 1.5 inches from the waistline mark that we marked before. So you just pleat it. There's no hard and fast way by pleating. Just pleat as you go. And then if the net is not enough, you can always add to it. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm just pleating. So we are almost at the end. So I found out that the piece will not be enough, just remaining small. So I just added a little to it to complete it. Just split that one along with it and then cut off the excess. So that is all for this part. So we are done with this part. So let's go over to the half length. I've already sewed the armhole, so now let's turn it. Remember I said we are going to turn it through the shoulder, so just watch how I'm going to turn it. So we want it to be an inseam finishing. So remember to notch it before turning so that it can lay flat. Remember that place is curvy. So we are going to do same for the other side, and then we are going to close up the side. So just turn it, just turn the lining opposite the main fabric and then close up the side. Just watch how I'm demonstrating it. We close up all the sides. Okay, we turn it like this, and then we sew with ½ inch seam allowance. So that is how we are going to close up all the sides. So after closing up all the sides, the next thing is to join the front pattern and the back pattern together at the sides. So you make both of them to face each other and you join them. So this is the main fabric with the tulle. That part inside you are going to weave it. Remember, it's 2 nets that we have combined and sew as one, and then the waistline we gathered it. So it's now time to add everything together as one dress. So we are going to be adding the remaining 2 to the satin. Remember, there were 4. We added 2 to the main fabric. So the remaining 2, we are going to add it to the satin. So you are going to pleat it on it. So you can also do gathers on it so that it will be easy to join it on the waistline. So just gather the 2 so that it will appear as one, and then just use your pin to hold it in place. When you do it as gather, it will be easy for you to join. And then after that, you are going to add the other tulle with the main fabric on top. So just lay it on top and then pin it as well. And then you add your half length, and then we sew it at the waist with ½ inch seam allowance. So this is it after joining. So we have not added the satin with the hard net yet. We are going to use that to turn the waistline so that we can have a neat finishing. No seam will be showing. So just fold it the way I've done now, and then you are going to place the hard net on it, the right side on top of that part I just touched. So before you do that, just fold it into 2 and check the midpoint. Okay, mark the middle so that you'll be able to spread it out evenly. So you can use your pin to mark the middle and then we are going to attach it on the waistline. So this middle should match the middle of the other part of the dress, and then you can use your pin to hold it in place. After that, you are going to sew on that waistline with a 1/2 inch. So whatever excess is remaining, you can trim it off. So after that, you are going to close up the sides. So remember, you sew with 1/2 inch. After pinning, you sew with 1/2 inch. Okay, so that when you are through, it's going to be like this with inseam finishing. No seam is showing. So after you have gotten to this point, the next thing is to close up the side. Remember that the two satin, they are open, this part. So you are going to close it up, and then to do that, just fold it over to the other side and then sew with 1/2 inch seam allowance, and that will close up the side. So we'll repeat same for the other side. So you repeat same for the other side. Then after that, we are going to go ahead and add our invisible zipper. So we add our invisible zipper, and then we are done with the main dress. So let's go to the design on the shoulder. So this is what it looks like after closing up the side. You see it very neat. So once you have done this, you see the sewing is inside. Can you see? So once you have done this, then like I said before, you can now go ahead and add your invisible zipper. So with the seam allowance that is remaining, you go ahead and add the zip. So I have 1 inch left, so I'll go ahead and add my invisible zipper, and then we move over to the shoulders, the design on the shoulder. So to know the amount of fabric to use, just measure the width of the shoulder and multiply by 3. Of course, you add seam allowance to it, and then for the length, it is going to stop on the chest line. So this is a piece of fabric that I've already cut out, and then this is on fold. I'm just trying to cross-check my measurement, the width and then the height, and then the length. So after that, I will turn it for the right side to be inside. So I'm going to be stitching on the wrong side. So I'll close up the side. Okay, I'm going to use pin now to hold it in place to show you how it's going to be. We want a neat finishing, so this is going to be at this as the back. So after pinning it like this, you now turn it, okay, like this, so that that seam will not be at the back. And then we are going to close up this upper part. We are going to close up the upper part and the down part, and then we leave a small space at that center to turn it inside out. So this is it after sewing. I'm just turning it now. So after turning, you give it a good press. I'm going to iron it. You see, this endy part will not be at the back. So the next thing is to add your trimmings to the down part. So this is a matching trimming that I've gotten. So I'm going to sew it one line at the down part. And then for the upper part, I am going to pleat it. I'll just split it in 3 places. So you can make your pleats to rest on each other, okay, so that it will be the width of the shoulder. And then we are going to be stitching on the shoulder. So for the seam to be inside, you just flip it over like this and sew on the wrong side, and then bring it forward. So this is the final look of our dress. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more tutorials like this.